Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Slice of Fried Gold. My name is Paddy.
And I'm Ben.
If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and if you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. With that all being said, Ben, how are you on this bloody cold evening?
I'm cold. That's how I am. I'm very, very cold.
I don't like it.
I mean, I know we can't complain. The rest of the country's had snow, and we haven't.
Nope.
We have managed to dodge that.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop it being cold, though. So, I have no update on the slug situation.
Okay.
Because no slugs have appeared since.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably all frozen.
This is very,
Wherever
very
they are,
true.
they're frozen.
Wherever they are.
They're waiting in the wings.
They're waiting to defrost in the summer.
What is it from Matt Smith's first episode as the Doctor? Like the creature hides itself in the corner of your eye, like just in your periphery.
Yeah, it's like
That's
that.
where the slugs are.
In your periphery. True.
Yeah, work has actually been kind of calm.
Oh, good lord!
I don't want to say anything else.
Don't jinx it.
In
Don't
case I jinx it. But I ended up having to work like 8 hours over the weekend to basically catch up. But it then meant that this week has been relatively calm.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
I had a date on Tuesday.
You didn't tell me.
No, I didn't.
Tell me everything.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the date because the date, it was fine. There's nothing to report.
Okay.
We are still chatting.
Ooh.
So we've gone past the hurdle of the first date.
Okay.
No, the reason I bring it up is because I don't know if you clocked yet, Paddy, but I've got a huge fuck off spot on my nose.
Well, Ben, I was going to be very British about it and not bring it up.
No. Yes, well, it came up on the day.
Oh, of course it did.
Like, I could feel it coming a few days beforehand.
Yeah.
And I was like, please let this, like, appear beforehand so I can pop it.
Yeah.
And it you know, I'd rather a scab than a spot.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, please. And I could feel it getting, like, bigger and bigger and harder and harder.
Yeah.
But it was still relatively pale, so my skin looked all still the same. It just looked like a lump on my nose.
Yeah.
And the day of the date, I looked in the mirror, and it had gone bright red.
No.
And I was like, of
course.
fucking course.
Of course.
Of course. Do you know what's even worse?
What?
So that was like 4 days ago.
Yeah, wow.
And it still hasn't like gained a head for me to fucking pop.
Yeah.
I'm getting very annoyed with it.
Yeah, I bet. It looked sore. I didn't want to bring it up.
It's sore if I push down on it.
Okay. Well.
Other than that, it's fine. It's livable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fair.
But still, I'm very conscious of it.
Yes.
I wanted to make a joke, but I can't work out how to word it, of the fact that we've just seen a Roman film, so I want to call it Vesuvius. Or Vulcan.
Yeah.
He was the god of, fire and then volcanoes.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to call it Vulcan.
Yeah.
Or Vesuvius. Pompeii. Something like that.
It might be that when it finally pops.
Finally. I can't. But also, it reminds me, I don't know if you've seen him on TikTok, but there's this guy who had like a spot on his nose, and like he's popped it, and he's now got like a hole in his nose.
Oh.
He's been doing like a whole TikTok series of it.
No.
I
don't think I want to watch that.
I mean, you know me, I like a bit of gore.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I like a good pimple popper.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
This is not
Dr.
like
pimple popper. She's alright.
Yeah, no, I don't. I wouldn't. Would you call this a pimple popper? Anyway, of course, when this started growing, I was like, shit, have I got the same thing? Is it contagious? Have I somehow like bumped noses with this guy?
Rubbed my nose against his.
Your little Eskimo kiss. But of course, I was like, I got to the date and I was just like, don't mind the spot. Just call me Rudolph. Just get it over and done with.
Just classic.
Yeah.
It's always the way when you go on a date, or like you're going on a first date, or you got like an important meeting.
Yeah.
And you need to look professional and smart. And the next thing you know, you get like a massive spot or a lump or something. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. I just want it gone.
Yeah.
But other than that, nothing to report. I've not got an exciting life like I did last week.
That's fair.
Where we were talking for 3/4 of the podcast.
Yeah, as it's been pointed out to us.
Oh.
Sorry.
Come on, Paddy, you're cameraman. You didn't do your job properly.
No, I think it's because your windscreen's so cold.
Leave my windscreen alone.
I have no idea. I hope that's in the right position. Sorry, people, if it's not.
I don't know.
That was funny.
Paddy, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm cold, as we've established. No spot situation. However, I did have to deal with a very arrogant customer.
Okay, so last week we had crying customers. This week we have arrogant customers.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
So, phone rings. Answer it, as you do.
Uh-huh.
You know, hello, restaurant name. How can I help? I have spent the last 20 minutes trying to book a table online, and I can't do it, and now I'm frustrated, so I'm calling you. Cool. Thinking in my head, well, after like at least 5 minutes, I'd have just called the restaurant anyway.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, no problem at all. Might just be an issue with the online system. Happens every now and again. When were you looking to book for? I'll book you in. It's no problem at all. Well, it is a problem, isn't it? Because I've just spent 20 minutes doing it. And I was thinking, when you chose to spend 20 minutes doing it, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, sorry for that, but let's get you booked in so we can get your table. It's fine. I want to book for this Friday. 6 people at 7 o'clock or whatever it was. I went, oh, okay, that's fine, that's not a problem. Just so you're aware for future reference, the reason why you couldn't book is because the booking system, we don't allow it to take bookings for 6 or more online, so we can control the booking system better and make sure service runs smoothly. Well, that's ridiculous. I've booked tables with you for years online. I'm very competent at using the computer. Right?
Don't think so, mate.
No. And I know that I've booked a table with you before, and in your sister restaurant for 6 people. Now, Ben, because we don't use names in this podcast.
No.
I shall name my restaurant X, our actual sister restaurant Y, and the restaurant that he thinks is our sister restaurant called Z.
You could have made that funny by calling it 5 or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a 5, okay? or restaurant 2.
Yeah.
And I've always been able to book your restaurant X, and your sister restaurant 2. No, with respect, sir, we are not affiliated with that restaurant. The owners don't own that restaurant. It's nothing to do with us. Don't tell me. I know you own that restaurant. No, I can absolutely assure you, sir, that we do not own that restaurant. It has nothing to do with us. And you go, the owners don't own that. They own our restaurant X. They own the other restaurant Y, and they own a shop. They have nothing to do with restaurant number 2.
Yeah.
And he went, don't lie to me. I know that you own that restaurant. I was like, no, I'm sorry. We really don't. He goes, well, you know what? I've been so frustrated. I've spent 20 minutes trying to do this. I'm going to book with a completely different restaurant.
Okay, bye.
Gamma. And I went, and I went, okay, you do that.
Yeah.
And I hung up on him. So, 2 minutes later, calls back. I'm just trying to explain to you that your booking system doesn't work, and I'm trying to book a table with you, and you're calling me a liar by telling me you don't own this other restaurant. I'm like, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm informing you that we don't own that restaurant, and I explained to you why you couldn't book that restaurant, book your table online. I could have easily done it to you, but now you're being rude over the phone, so I won't allow you. So don't feel free to never come back and never book a table. Bye. And I hung up again.
So, you know PT.
I do.
We love PT. PT's a good friend of mine.
He is indeed.
He studied philosophy at university.
I didn't know that.
Put my teeth in. And the other day, he said something about one of the core tenets he was taught was a good philosophy student will take everything to the nth degree.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? Words to live by. And that is what I've been doing recently. Hence the following a guy in a car for 45 minutes. Oh dear! There we go. We've seen one. It's been a while. Had that been me on the phone, I would have been like, right, let's take this to the nth degree. You say that we own restaurant 2? Why don't we call them? I've got you on the phone here. I have a mobile phone. Let's call them and put them on speakerphone.
And
let's get a little, conference going. And then when he then talks about Restaurant Gamma as well, get them on the phone as well.
Let's do it. Let's do it all.
Do it. That's what I would have done. And be like, this idiot thinks we own you.
Yeah.
Can you confirm if we do?
Yeah.
And when they're like, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, like, it's very easy. All you have to do is go on Company House.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that because I don't actually know the owner of restaurant number 2.
Yeah.
So I did it, and with no disrespect, the name was not even English. Now, the owner of my restaurant is Scottish, so he has a very Scottish name.
Yeah.
So I can assume...
Cat.
That's
Had a
a new
deer,
one.
a cat.
The name of this other one was Arabic, I think.
Okay.
So it's not like you can
Also,
even get the lines crossed.
He's tried to book on a table online. I'm assuming he's trying to do that through your website or some sort.
Yes, we use a third-party booking
Okay.
system like most restaurants.
All right, okay. I was about to say, because most restaurants who have their own website will have the name of their
Yeah.
parent company right at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
a good, easy way to see it as well.
The thing is,
Anyway.
I went to Restaurant 2's website to see even if they used the same, because it might have been like the same booking system. It wasn't even the same booking system.
Brilliant.
So how he thought that we owned that restaurant, I do not know.
Yeah. Like I said, take it to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Call that restaurant up whilst you got him on the phone.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
But the thing is that classic headstrongness.
Oh, yeah,
It's like, I know I'm right. Well, you're clearly, obviously wrong. I think I should know.
Yeah.
What
The other thing you could have
businesses
done when he's
are
like,
within my chain.
yeah, when the other thing when he's like, I've been just trying to book a table on your system for 20 minutes. I'd have been like, right, pretend I'm an idiot. Talk me through what you've been doing, step by step. And when he goes, well, I log onto this website. Wrong.
Could you imagine?
I mean, you would get fired,
Yeah.
but oh my god, it'd be a brilliant story.
It would have been a worthwhile way of doing it.
Have you ever been happier with a firing? Yes, I have.
It's god tier firing.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. But apart from that guy, I haven't really got much else to report, I'm afraid, this week. So,
Do you know what?
What?
Yeah. Have you heard about the new AI that's come out?
which one?
Oh,
Everybody's got a new AI.
The new AI that someone's been building, where if you think you've got a hacker on the phone or a scammer, you put them through to this AI, and it pretends to be an old, like, grandma lady who doesn't understand what's going on, and it will just waste their time. It will just, like, circulate. And
Finally, we found a good use for AI.
That's what you need. Like, when you get these phone calls up, just be like, I'm going to just put you through to our booking lady. She's a little bit old. Her name's Deirdre.
Yeah.
And then they just go around in circles with her.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just genius.
Yeah, I mean, let's actually put that technology to good use.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good thing. I need to see that. I need that. The amount of idiot phone calls I get at work. Do you get? I assume you probably don't get cold callers.
We get sales calls.
Yeah.
But it's mainly emails.
You see, we get so many phone calls. Oh, did you know that your gas and electric is being? My favourite.
You may not remember me, Indian guy from way back when at the start of the podcast.
That was like episode 10 to 20 or something. That was. Yeah.
Where he asked me where I lived.
Yeah, he was going for it.
He was going for it. Yeah. Well, no, we get all them.
Yeah, I just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
have you got anything else?
No.
Right, let's talk film then, and actually be a film. Let's be a film podcaster this week. We've just been to see Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
No, you go first. I went first last time.
Oh, you did. You did.
Whilst you were dying.
I'm dying of laughter. Yeah. Okay. So, right. Quick recap. Gladiator 1, one of the greatest movies ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's in my top 10, potentially in my top 5 movies ever.
Ooh.
It is one of the greatest movies. I absolutely fucking love the first Gladiator. Direction, acting, casting, the whole shebang, everything, down to the battle scenes, the whole everything. It's a phenomenal film. This movie had big shoes to fill. I would say it filled him about 3/4 of the way.
So it was wearing clown shoes.
Yes.
No, it's a little child going, look, Daddy, I'm a big boy.
I got your shoes on.
Yeah.
It was a good film. I felt, however, that it wasn't as good as the first.
Uh-huh.
I do feel there was issues with the story.
Uh-huh.
That's where it let it down. Don't get me wrong, like action sequences and things like that, really, really cool. You know, opening battle sequence, cool. It was nice to see, you know, like Ridley Scott being able to have that extra budget and with modern technology being able to do things that, like, he couldn't do that he wanted to do in the first one, like the naval scenes and things like that. You know, really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great to see. Good action, you know, good choreography, things like that. You know, Denzel Washington, great as always. Paul Mescal, I did a solid job. He's a good, like, leading man. His facial cues, a little bit constipated. But for me, I did feel like this story was a little bit lacking. I feel like they tried. The problem with Hollywood at the moment is very much sequels and generating, like, bringing back old movies as a sequel and things like that. Did this movie need to be made? No, probably not. No. I would have preferred them to, you know, just leave it as it is. You know, it won't be long before we'll probably get Braveheart 2 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of path that Hollywood is on at the moment.
Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed it. It is not a movie that needs to be made. It has been made. It's definitely worth it. I'd be interested to see where it's going to go because Ridley Scott's already said that he's writing the third one now.
Right.
So it would be interesting to see what happens and things like that. But who knows? It was good. It wasn't great. First one's obviously still much better. Leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
But it was a solid film for me. I wasn't bored. Let's put it that way. How did you feel then?
Yeah. So I'm still processing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, on the whole, didn't enjoy.
Oh, okay.
Like, it held my attention.
Yeah.
I watched it all through, but it was very predictable.
Yeah.
The story completely retconned the end of the first film.
Yeah, it did.
To then end up in the exact same place the first film ended up on.
Yeah.
So, you know, my favourite saying is, this is a nothing film. This is a nothing film, and by an extension of how it's retconned the story, it turns the first one into a nothing film as well. Like, if you were to watch the first film and that's it, it's a good film.
Yeah.
If you then to watch that film and this one, this one drags the first one down because of the story.
Yeah.
And
that's a fair assessment.
I can't be okay with that.
No.
Like, and that's why I have to say, on the whole, I didn't enjoy it, because it then actually destroys the legacy.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was really predictable. You could tell there were scenes that got cut.
Yeah.
Because some characters had a complete emotional mood shift.
Yeah, complete 180. Yeah.
You know, between two different scenes, and it's like, well, how did that happen? Where did that come from? Kind of thing. You know, as we said with American, where the fuck did the monkey come from? Like, suddenly they're like, oh shit, we need a monkey in the film because the monkey becomes a thing right at the end of the film. So then suddenly this monkey appears from nowhere and it's not explained or anything. It's like, it wouldn't have been hard to just have that from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was alright. It's a good film. I think if this wasn't Gladiator 2, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But it's Gladiator 2, so it's like, as you said, it's got big shoes to fill, and it shits itself and then rubs the shit on Gladiator 1. You know, it shits itself and then goes over to Gladiator 1 like, Daddy, I've shat myself.
Help me.
And then, like, rubs it all over him.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it had been a standalone, completely separate Roman-era film, I would be better with it.
Yeah.
I would. My review then would have been like, it's a Gladiator ripoff.
Yeah. It's like a modern version, like a new Gladiator. But I think the thing is that, especially towards, like, from the second half, they were very much trying to make it like forced the story to be Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know how much you know, but like the original concept, that back in the day, after like the first one was made, the original concept for Gladiator 2 was that Maximus was returned to life,
right,
and was brought to life back by the Roman gods to kill Jesus, because he was a god that was affecting the Roman gods. That was the original concept, and then there was another concept for a Gladiator 2 a few years later, like 4 or 5 years later, where he was brought back to life again, but not to kill Jesus, but he was brought back as a general to fight within several different wars throughout history.
Right.
You know, like the opening sequence of X-Men Origins, where you see Wolverine and Sabretooth fight through that. That was the movie.
Right.
But it was Gladiator being reborn, Maximus being reborn in several important wars to help turn the tide.
But then Ubisoft stole that and made Assassin's Creed.
yeah, basically. That was basically where they got the idea from. But they were the original concepts.
Ridley Scott was a huge fan of Quantum Leap.
Oh, what? Quantum Leap, man!
Callback!
What a callback! What a TV show!
Thank you.
Did you watch the new remake?
No.
No, I see. I wanted to, but I felt like it wasn't going to be as good as the original.
But yeah, that's. I also feel like the problem is they tried to make it too much like Gladiator 1. Like, I'm all for parallels. George Lucas loves them. Like he even says in interviews, the whole point of the Star Wars films is they're cyclical.
Yeah.
And like there's a famous line from George Lucas about like there is a rhyme in circles, and so you know how it ends is how it starts, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But this one was just a bit too much on the everything's going the same way as the original one kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel if it was like, because what they're trying to do as well conceptually with this film is basically do a soft reboot.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? Like,
I could see it as a reboot.
Like a reboot, you know. I mean,
it's a reboot because you said, Ridley Scott couldn't do his original idea for Gladiator 1 because they didn't have the budget.
Yeah.
I could see this being, right, this is a reboot where Ridley Scott gets to do everything he wants to do because he now has the budget.
And you could easily just say, like, Paul Mescal's character is Maximus.
Yeah.
And you just call it a fresh reboot, but it's made by the same guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's been 16 years since the first one.
24. We looked this up whilst you were peeing. Whilst the film said it's been 16 years, it's actually 24 years between Gladiator 1 and now.
Did it really
That's what American said.
Damn.
I'm just
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I just made you feel old. More than you already do.
Jesus.
Sorry, guys, I've just put Paddy into a spin.
God, for old.
Come on, we're nearly there. Just...
No! What am I doing? Right, okay.
Come on. Put it together. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the end.
Midlife crisis. It sets in now.
Halfway through a podcast.
Oh, dear. Yeah. So, it has been 24 years, yeah. Right, so I mean, it's been long enough that he could have just remade it and done what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But obviously, it's
and then
all
he's
about...
thrown you by the opening title sequence. 16 years has passed. And
why did he say that?
I don't know. Because otherwise, Paul Mescal would be too young to play the character.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, and that was also really convoluted. Like, I called that from the beginning.
What do you mean? Oh, well, his legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it was hinted at in the first one. But it was never, like,
the
confirmed.
Moment the woman says to him, "Don't let anyone know who you are," I was like, oh, this is going to be some chosen one shit.
Oh, no, like, no.
I'm not wrong.
No, not like, I didn't mean that. I meant, like, his lineage.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. But, like, literally, it was like, he's the only one who can do this. It's like, no, here we go again. Because I think the whole point of one of the highlight points or good points of Gladiator 1 was Maximus could have been anyone. He was just a general in the army who shit happened to.
Yeah.
And everything. And that could have just been anyone. Whereas this guy, of course, it's the whole, you've got this special lineage, there's this thing about you, and it kind of just cheapens the whole thing.
That's fair. Yeah. Should we do final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Paddy's old.
You're older than me, so you're old.
It's all in the mind. Slugs be frozen, possibly.
Slugs be frozen, potentially.
Slug pops. Slug ice pops.
Oh, no. If you're going to try and convince somebody that where they work owns a different restaurant, actually have your facts straight before you do that, because you're clearly wrong.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an inconvenient spot before a meeting or a date? If you do, everybody has. Tell us your stories down below, or you can email us at sliceofriedgoldpod@gmail.com.
And Gladiator 2. Nothing film. Paddy enjoyed it though.
I think I enjoyed it for the battle scenes more than anything, like the action. The action is entertaining, but the story is weak.
100%.
So, but yeah, it is a bit meh.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Have you seen it? What did you think? Let us know down below.
Exactly that. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. If you're listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review as well. Next week, we shall defy gravity. A little hint for you.
With a double bill.
With a double bill.
Double bubble.
Double bubble. But with that being said, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.